What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. You know, it's always about once every 6 months we get the rumor of a return of Robert Downey Jr. until real recently when the writers and producers on Spider-Man Far From Home basically said, nope, RDJ's never coming back. It's a non-starter over at Marvel. But now we have a brand new rumor coming from inside the industry that maybe hopes to recapture some of the magic of Iron Man 1, but not bringing RDJ back, rather the director, but the director, Jon Favreau, who after all of these years would be returning to Marvel Studios with a rather contentious backstory. We're going to break down exactly what this rumor is saying. While yes, he's very much so still in the fold over at Disney, but on the other side with Star Wars shaping their future alongside Dave Filoni, I have some very serious questions about the validity of this and where he would even fit into Marvel Phase 4 and 5 with which film he'd want to take on. We're breaking down this brand new rumor that Jon Favreau is headed back to Marvel Studios to direct an upcoming film, but first, if you could consider hitting the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider scoop and rumor like we're covering today, and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That'll automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all that giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so today's story comes to us from Giant Freaking Robot from one of their trusted and proven sources in the form of an exclusive under the headline that Jon Favreau is indeed in talks to direct a new Marvel movie, and as they go on to point out, this may be linked to one of their huge upcoming films. But before we get into that and or their contentious past that I mentioned in the prologue, I think it's important to point out that while Giant Freaking Robot is reporting this as one of their news exclusives, in my almost 5 years of reporting on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're one of the newer editorials, and a lot of their exclusives, especially as of late, are super fresh but are going to need time to see if they actually come true. So where someone like Charles Murphy over at Murphy's Multiverse, Daniel Rickman via his Patreon, or even My Time to Shine Hello as an anonymous Twitter scoopster have more proven track record, as in they've been doing it for longer and they have more stories that have come true. For now, that's why I left rumor in the headline. It's a news story and from one of their sources. It just hasn't been corroborated by any of the others that we've come to trust in the industry. Doesn't mean it's false, but it doesn't mean it's true either. And now that's a really good time to bring up that contentious past we're referring to. If you're not familiar with the particulars and the behind the scene nature of what happened between Jon Favreau and Marvel Studios, it all happened around Iron Man 2. That was the last film he directed for them. Yes, of course, he stayed Happy Hogan in the MCU, kept making cameos in future films. He's also still at Disney, again, as I mentioned in the prologue, responsible for the future of Star Wars with Dave Filoni. He still works along the same people at the company, the top brass. It wasn't contentious enough for them never to work together again. But what happened with Iron Man 2 was summed up in another film by Jon Favreau made in 2014, a metaphorical film called Chef that he stars in. Scarlett Johansson is in it as well. It even features a cameo at the end by Robert Downey Jr. as the chef's kiss, pun totally intended, to set the entire film off. It's a metaphor for what happened with Iron Man 2. He wanted to bring something new to the table, and they wanted him to basically just recycle what he had done well with Iron Man 1. That led to a huge creative difference. If you guys are interested, watch the film. It's actually really good, and when you know it's a metaphor for what happened with Iron Man 2, it takes on a completely different contextualization. But the real truth is that a lot of years have gone by between what happened with Iron Man 2 and where he is today, his place at Disney and working on Star Wars. And if there's mutual interest there with the right project, Jon Favreau may offer Marvel Studios that surefire thing they're looking for in a director, a known commodity, someone who's had success with multiple franchises, for a project that they can't afford to miss on. Something like the Fantastic Four that's had 2 horrible film attempts in the past, not just one. So it's not only that they don't want to, but they can't afford to miss with this third attempt. And as the article by Giant Freaking Robot points out, that's one of the only projects left that's announced by Marvel Studios but still doesn't have an official director. Trying to link A to B here with the timing of the story, just throw it on the pile of all the director stories that have come out in the last week regarding that film. Obviously evidence something's happening there, but to be totally clear, I'm not sure Fantastic Four is the type of project that would appeal to Jon Favreau. So far, he's done Iron Man and The Mandalorian. Yeah, you can make all the memes and jokes that you want. The internet certainly hasn't held back on that, comparing Iron Man to The Mandalorian and Iron Man to suit. Yeah, obviously the connection is there, but the projects focus on one character, one point of view character that Marvel Studios so desperately needs here in Marvel Phase 4. but that is definitely the topic for a much longer and much different video I'll be bringing to you soon. But here's my final thought. If you go high enough up the ladder at Disney, the same people who are responsible for making sure Marvel Studios makes a ton of money and sells a ton of tickets have to do that very same thing with Star Wars. The exact same people answer to the exact same investors for this company umbrella. So in that respect, if you have a known commodity like John, who's already worked on both sides, and a project like Fantastic Four you can't miss on, or a project that he's seriously interested in, it's a no-brainer to go back to him. And guys, I know it may be an unpopular opinion, but I really rather like Iron Man 2. I think it has a super high rewatchability factor, and while yes, Mickey Rourke's portrayal of Whiplash is regrettable, the rest of the film, including Sam Rockwell, the storyline, I love it. I love the way that film went. I love Iron Man 1 as well. I'd love to see him back for a Marvel film. Which film, of course, would matter a ton, but that would be totally up to him, as I'm sure he'd have his pick. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below and reactions to this. If you want to have him back, and if you would, what character would you want to see him most direct if it's not Fantastic Four? Quite honestly, I can't see him doing that film, but maybe I'm wrong, and maybe that's just the thing Marvel would want to do. Let me know all your thoughts down below quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away PlayStation 5s every 20,000 subscribers all the way up to 1 million. The next milestone is 916. We are right around the corner from that. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below. And because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, anywhere you listen to original music under the name Allfires. I want to issue a very quick thank you to all of you who have supported me in my music endeavors. It's what I did in a past life before I was a YouTuber. It's definitely my main drive and passion. Somewhere along the way I stumbled into doing this, but you guys have been super supportive of that, and because of that, one of my songs is going mega viral. It's the one you can hear in the background of this video right now. It's called Make an Entrance. There is a link down in the comments, there is a link down in the description, and while you don't have to click it, if you just have the time, just click through to one of those. If you don't like the song, you just clicking it helps the algorithm give it to the people who do want to hear it, and that is really helping me out. You guys have killed it so far. Many thanks to those of you who have done it. If you're morbidly curious or want to support, there's a link to this song again in the description in the comments. Click through, leave a comment and a like on that. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.